Hello everyone, welcome back to another Python tutorial, and today we're going to be going over getting a better IDE, which stands for Integrated Development Environment, I believe. So basically what we're going to do is uninstall Atom and then reinstall something called Visual Studio Code, which is a much more cleaner and better IDE. And also I will show you what variables are. Let's get to it. We are here on the desktop. As you can see, I have this new mouse highlighter. I hope you like that. I thought it was essential for tutorials, so I downloaded a software. So you want to go onto the Windows Start button and search Control Panel. And this is what you should see. You can just go and hit Programs and Features, and it should take you to uninstall or change your program. And then you want to double click on Atom. It's going to start uninstalling Atom. Alright, there we go. So Atom is officially uninstalled. Now to install the better IDE, you want to head over to Visual, or just search Visual Studio Code in the website. And then code.visualstudio.com should be it. And this is it. So you can go ahead and download for Windows. I already have it, so let's just assume that you already installed it. So we can go ahead, and I'm gonna just move this up, and we can go to Visual Studio Code. This is how Visual Studio Code looks like. If yours looks a little more different, and by different I mean zoomed out, you can just hold Control and press the minus and plus keys, and it will make it bigger and smaller. I prefer it being bigger because then I could see the text easier, and everything is bigger and it's much more cleaner. So, basically this is an application I made. Don't mind that. And here is the place. So we can go ahead and go press View, and then we can press Terminal. And it's going to bring you to this terminal. This should be set on number 1. And if you click here and you type stuff, it'll show up. But you need to type CLS. And then this will show up. Boom. So, what I'm going to do is make a new file by right-clicking and pressing New File. And then this is our new file. We can go down here and change it to Python. It's kind of similar to Atom, but it's much more cleaner. And there's an integrated terminal, so you don't have to open PowerShell. You know, guys, I'm stopping that the highlighter around the cursor. Let me get you straight with comments and variables. So comments are basically hashtag, and then you can put whatever you want. So for example, we make a code that says print hello. But then I can also type, say I want to describe what this code does, so then I will just type hello. Let's save this file. Save. And it's going to tell you where to save it. I'm just going to save it in this place. So I'm just going to save it as this. Yes. Okay. So let's try. I'm going to change directory to that directory. Okay, now I can do Python. Alright, there. Now it gives us an invalid syntax. File, line 1. Line 1, the code in front of this line says hello. It doesn't identify this because the program is taking this as a piece of code. But the way we can cancel that out is putting a hashtag. This becomes green, and note that that is called a comment. Now we can save it and rerun the program, and it's going to say hello because the code does not read comments. This is just mainly here if like you have a project and you don't put any comments in it, and then once you're a pro at Python, 5 years later, let's say, you go back to see your old projects for some nice nostalgia, and you just see a clutter of code that looks disgusting. Not only that, but you can't understand it. You have to read the whole thing. But comments allow you to tell you what the code does if you're going to open back another project that's like really old. Say if you want to get some nostalgia, or you want to upload it, or you want to upgrade it. So like that. So now I'm gonna clear the screen because I don't like having a cluster of stuff in my terminal. So we can get started with variables. Mentioning comments was a big part in this episode because now I get to write down things. Oh yeah, and this is called a single line comment. If you move to the next line, it doesn't become a comment anymore. How you can do a multi-line comment is by doing 3 single quotes, and notice everything becomes orange. And then you write your comment here, and then when you're done, you cancel it out by another 3 hash lines or whatever you want to call it. And basically this is how you do it. So you have like a huge thing you want to explain, or at the beginning of your code you say the application name and then who it's by, just in case if it's going to be uploaded to GitHub or something. So you could do that. This is also very helpful for this episode, as I said, because then I get to write down the variable type. So I don't have to just tell you, so you have to go back to the video where I said it. So I'm going to write down all the variable types. Alright guys, here are all the variable types. So I'm going to distinguish and tell you what these mean. Or I can just write them down, that's a better idea. Alright, so this is all the variable types and what they are used for. So first we have the string. This can literally store anything, any character, and it can be used, why I say can be used is can be used to store sentence and much more. It can actually store all of this stuff. It just wouldn't function like all of this stuff, and we'll get into that later. A character is used to store a single letter, like this maybe, F or D, like that. Not like WASD, or like not more than one. This could be pretty useful, but you don't know it now. So we got the int, which is pretty straightforward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 54. Yeah, you can store like 54. You can go, in fact, you can go up to like, I think 2 billion. Somewhere around there. Floats are like 3.33333333, and just a lot. Booleans store true or false. And in here, for example, you want to make a boolean. Let's call the boolean bool equals true. So when you're declaring a boolean's value, you have to start with a capital letter, true or false. Double is exactly like a float, except it only stores about like a smaller amount, or actually I think it stores this much. But it's like a smaller, more way of using a float. Plus I think it uses less RAM, but that's just by like a couple of bytes. But unless you have a Commodore 64, you're good. So if we save this code and still run it, it's still gonna say hello because we're using the comment. So let's go ahead and check out these values and see how we can use them. So I'm gonna empty out this print function, print, and I'm gonna make some variables. Now, you might be familiar to other programming languages, and the way you probably declared variables in them was probably like string, and then you typed in the name, so name equals double quotes hello, something like that, and then you use like that. But no, in this case you don't need to declare what type of variable you're gonna do. In this case it automatically does it. So hello, oh, it's a string, right, and you use double quotes for strings. For characters you use single quotes. So then you would do F, that's a character. And then for true or false boolean, you just put true or false. false. And then we can also do float 3.3333333. Yeah, like that. And then we can also save it and it'll still compile. Boom. See that? Compiles. And then I already covered Boolean, and then double is exactly like this. So as you can see, all of the variable types are actually useful and they work. So I'm going to show you the limitations to making variables. So there are some rules for how you can name your variables. How I did, like I just named them name, is completely like, you can do that. It's nothing wrong with it. But if you do like a special character or a number at the first character of the variable, then you won't have a good time. So 3, so I named it name, so I can probably 4 aim. So it's kind of like a name. And then equals, yeah, see that? It gives off a red like color. And I'm sure if I like hover over it, it's probably gonna give an error or not. So yeah, and then we can also do a special character like a $, DD equals, yeah, see, it gives a red to that, but it really doesn't want you to do that. As long as you have a character, an actual letter character, at the beginning of your name, you can use numbers and special characters, or not. You can't use special characters, but you can use an underscore. So like name underscore entity. And then we can equal it to maybe hello, hello, like that. So, and then we can do a print command, and then name underscore entity. And then we can save the program, and why is it not working? Run it. There, it says hello, so it works. And then we can clear the screen. Okay, so these are all the variable types except one. One is called an array, and that will be explained right now. I hope I spelled everything right, but here is the meaning of array. Stores many values in one variable declaration. So we have hello in this variable, and we print that variable out, and it says hello. But we can also add many values, and how we can do that, first we need to remove this, and how we can do that is basically by putting this, square brackets. And then we can put some spaces, and then it'll automatically indent to 4 spaces. By the way, make sure down here says 4 spaces and not 2. Anyways, so basically we can store value, any value. So let's make a string array. So basically, this is not really a variable. It's basically a type of variable you can declare with any of these as your value. And I'm not sure if you can mix them, but we can try. So we can make a string, hello, and then we put a comma to separate it. And then we go to the next line, and then we can say false. And then we can put a comma. And then we can put 55. And then we can put a comma, 3.333. And then once we're done, we literally just don't put commas and it ends, no more numbers. And then as many spaces as you want before it ends, it doesn't matter, but I prefer like this, because it's cleaner code. And then that's basically a array. So I'm gonna do a print command, and then I'm gonna print name entity, and let's see what happens. It's literally just gonna print the whole thing, including these. But well, how about if we want to access each of these? So, in programming, an array is very strange. So what you do when you want to output a value within this array, basically the first value that you input, which is hello, is 0. And then this is 1, this is 2, and this is 3. And then that's it. So basically we can change this over here. We put square brackets after you declare the name, and then you put the value number of the one that you want to declare or output. Let's say 0, and that's going to output hello. 1 is going to output false, or probably 0 because that's computer language. 2 is going to output 55, and 3 is going to output 3.333. Let's try 0 first, and we can save and do that. Hello? Yeah, I was right. Boom. Okay, now we can try 2 or 1. Sorry about that. False. See that? Yeah. In other languages, I used to come from C++, if you watch Zcoder, obviously. And I think if you outputted a Boolean, it would either be 0 or 1. Because, computer reads everything from only 0 and 1. That's called like binary. And that's how computers read it. So a million zeros and ones. Probably this code is like really little. It's just a little bit of text that the computer can read. Well, what we downloaded at the beginning, like from python.org, converted this to zeros and ones, and then fed it to the computer to execute this. Basically, that's how it works. Maybe I can make a video of how compilers read code. So, and then if we do 2, it'll be 55. All right. 3. And then 3.333. Now we can just clear the screen. There we go. Okay. That is an array. And also that is the end of the episode. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you would like. I'm trying to make it to 100 subscribers. And we would do a celebration. Maybe I can make a game for you guys with Python and you can download it. See you guys later. Goodbye.